Hey guys, what's up? It's Kay Jones here doing a video for y'all. This one is very dear to my heart and I hope this spreads. Please share this video, please share this awareness, and I really want it out there, and I feel like I want to be doing a difference in society when it comes to mental health. So this video is on mental health and the stigmatization of it, and also the lack of medical professionals there are to treat it. It's very hard to formulate everything I have to say in this video, so please forgive me. I have to really think about everything before I say it because there's a lot to cover. And the first thing I really want to mention is the stigmatization of mental health and how a lot of the older generation, the people who are hiring the younger generation, me, still stigmatize mental health disabilities. So there's a statistic that 1 in 4 people have a mental disorder, which I'm not very sure if that statistic is true. You can take it with a grain of salt because I believe I saw that on some news article. That being said, I don't know how accurate it was or how factual it was, but I think that is a true fact. Maybe 1 in 5. Absolutely, I believe that. There's so many mental disorders out there, whether it goes from obsessive compulsive disorder to bipolar disorder to schizophrenia to, anxiety disorder, and depression is the most popular one or the most common. And I think that it's so stigmatized that when, for example, every job application says, do you have a disability? And most people lie when it comes to mental health with a disability. Nobody's going to put that they have a disability with a mental health issue. No one, because that's going to keep them from getting the job they want. And when, a quarter of people do have a mental disability. And I think that's a shame. Another thing is that, people are afraid to get help from their parents because of the stigmatization. Generation that I'm coming from is way more accepting, which is wonderful. But to ask for help from your family is very difficult, especially whenever the past generation has just sucked it up or not received any help and has gone through their mental disorders their entire life without receiving the help they need. Another thing is the lack of medical professionals, guys. When people have a mental disorder and they want to seek help, and I don't know, it depends on the country, but I know in America there are not enough psychiatrists or psychologists, really. When it comes to psychologists, that's somebody who has a doctorate in psychology and they're able to help on the therapy aspect, but psychiatrist tends to have help more on the medical side of it, actually prescribing medication and actually figuring out what mental disorder people actually have or what they're coming to them for. There's definitely a need for psychiatrists right now. I know people will call around for doctors for a good solid 2 days and still not be able to find help. Or when they finally do find a psychiatrist, they're booked for another 2 weeks or a whole week, or they can't get the help they need so by the time they actually recognize they need help and they call, they're going to be waiting up to weeks to a month to get in. And I think that's a shame because mental health needs to be taken as soon as possible and be taken as seriously as possible. And it's not the psychiatrist's fault. They are booked, and it's a very hard and demanding job. Being around people all day who need mental help or have a mental disorder, I have huge props for people who are psychiatrists or psychologists. Psychiatrists are around, people with all these different disorders, and they're sitting there trying to do this guessing game of what kind of medication to give them or what to diagnose them with. And yes, they went to school for it and they've learned ways to kind of narrow it down and etc. But it's still a very difficult job, and I understand that it's very like the highest rate for being sued in the medical profession. Psychiatrist is up there, and if you aren't able to help somebody and provide the correct medication or therapy to them and they end up committing suicide or whatever the case may be, the psychiatrist feels like it's their fault. It's a very heavy, demanding job, and that's why many people don't go into it. But I'm telling you right now, and I hope this video gets out there, that if you are going into the medical field, please think about being in psychiatry, because you are doing so much help to the people of the world. I mean, 1 in 4 people having a mental disorder, and there are not enough psychiatrists to handle that kind of population. And it's a tough field. But that being said, you know, I think it's sad that people have to wait a month to get actual help, you know, for their mental issues. And another thing is psychologists, you know, if you're not wanting to go to medical school, but you're interested in getting a doctorate, think about psychology and think about being a psychologist, because I believe the emotional part of it and the communicative part of it, therapy, is so important just as much as it is with the medication, if medication is needed. Sometimes just talking and getting psychological therapy will help you get past whatever someone's going through in their life without being medicated. That being said, sometimes it is genetic and medication is needed to fix that chemical imbalance. What I have to say for people who are depressed right now, when you seek help, understand that some people have never been through what you are going through now. And they are going to tell you just to, it's okay, put on a Disney movie, something, get over it. You can't get over it. It's not your fault. You do need help, though. And there's a quote by Dr. Seuss: be who you are and say what you feel, because those that mind don't matter, and those that matter don't mind. So what you say, if people mind what you're saying and say, okay, you're being ridiculous, this and that, they don't matter. The people who say, I hear you, you need help, you know, those are the ones that matter, because they don't mind what you say. And no matter, even if they don't understand what you're going through, they will help you. And my channel, I want it to be a huge advocate for helping people with mental disorders. And I don't think you should be ashamed if you have a mental disorder. I don't feel like you should hide it. I think you should seek help. I think you should try to articulate how you're feeling and get help as soon as possible. And I think it's a shame that it's so hard to get help nowadays. Not necessarily, yes, from friends and family, that's difficult because people tend to feel ashamed for what they're going through. But I'm also saying medical help. On a professional level, it is so difficult to get that help because of financial reasons or because it's not available. And I also think that I truly think for America, I know that healthcare is not covered, which is just ridiculous in my eyes, that people have to pay a deductible or pay insurance or whatever they can. If they get medical coverage through their job, they still have to pay a deductible, and I think that's ridiculous. You know, I think that definitely we should have a covered medical system in America, especially for mental health. I think that people who tend to have mental health, a lot of it's based off of your environment. You know, people grow up in a very bad environment, and those environments tend to be economically poor environments, you know, so they're not able to afford therapy or afford psychiatric help. And I think it's such a shame that America, if you have a mental disorder, people can't afford it, they don't have, or they are ashamed of it, or that there's just nobody available. And I want this video to go out there. I want there to be a change in the world. And if I can make a difference by just having 2 people watch this video, amen. But if you need help, do not be afraid to comment on this channel, this video. Do not be afraid to contact me through my Discord. It's a gaming Discord, but we will help you. Do not be afraid to try to find out sources. Do not be afraid to share this video. You know, I'm so passionate about this, and I truly believe we can make a difference in the world if we acknowledge mental health. Not just in the United States, not just in Western culture like in Europe and etc., but also Africa, Asia, China, or Asia, okay, India, China, Asia, over there, Russia, you know. I really think that if we can just acknowledge this as a worldwide issue, and I think it's becoming more acknowledged, and I think it's also getting worse. I truly think that mental health is getting worse down the genetic pool. I think that it's being passed down. I think the foods we eat causes depression through fast food, etc. I think all of that is adding up for mental health being more common. And not only is it being more common, it's being less stigmatized, which is good, but not through everybody. People who are mentally healthy and strong do not understand. And you have to be vicarious. Just because you have not gone through it does not mean it's not a serious problem. Suicide extremely breaks my heart, and that is what I want to prevent. I want to get this video out there. It's nothing you should be ashamed of. It's just a fact of life. It's something that you can get through. It's something that everybody can get through. But sometimes you just have to give it time and patience, and you have to find the right people to talk to, and you have to find the right professional medical help, which is very scarce nowadays and a shame. So, and if you are in the medical field, please think about going to be a psychiatrist. And if you don't want to go through medical, try to think about going for being a psychologist. Something I've always been interested in, but I wanted to put that out there. And if you like this video, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. I love posting videos like this. This, I feel like, was more of a passionate video, man. I was just, like I said, it's something that truly breaks my heart, makes my throat dry, makes me choke up. So, that being said, also, I stream on Twitch. You can, you know, go ahead and catch me there doing live streams. And if you need help, and sometimes talking to someone anonymously online helps a lot. So just get on Twitch. If you see me live, you can whisper me on Twitch, whatever. If you need help, get in contact with me. I think YouTube's pretty closed off now with private messaging. But yeah, whisper me on Twitch and join my live streams and ask for help, ask for questions, and I will, you know, I will be there for you. It's just getting a time to catch me on stream. I'm trying to stream a lot more. And thanks guys so much for watching, and I have huge respect for the nurses, for the doctors, for the therapists, the counselors. If you are in the psychiatric mental health field and you are making a difference, bless you, and you deserve every penny that you get. And huge thumbs up for y'all. Thank you so much. And thanks guys, and thanks for watching this video. Please share it and let's spread the word, and I hope y'all have a good one.